Good evening, everybody. The time is Sunday night, 11 p.m. I just finished up the other video that I just posted right now regarding the conversation that I had with a YouTube viewer of the channel. And I need to start this video to have this out tomorrow because on Tuesday we're going to be doing a video in reaction to earnings. So I needed to start this video and I will finish it tomorrow. My name is Jeff. Thanks for tuning in. I am a full-time reseller and I've got some sales. I want to talk to you about some comments and we're just going to kind of see where this goes. I want to talk about one specific comment. Let's start there. First off, this weekend was a pretty good weekend of sales. Like, it literally felt like COVID sales. Like, they just kept coming in. I did not have any time yesterday to do anything, and but package and list and exist. It felt good. It felt, I don't know if it's, a combination of, the reset that we've been doing, the fourth quarter floodgates kind of seem to open up a little bit for me at least, and a few other people that I know of, but I'm definitely wanting to know how you guys are how you guys are doing. Impressions were nuts on Maria's store. The impressions were the highest I've ever seen. I haven't checked my store. I did the reset on my store today. I wasn't going to, but I don't know. I just did it anyhow. And I waited another day. So both resets were not every 3 days. On the fourth day, I did it on the fifth day. Just circumstances. The weekend happened. But somebody left a comment about end and sell similar, questioning whether it violates any eBay, what did he call it? eBay search manipulation. The search manipulation policy. Now, I read through it. There is one spot that maybe could be interpreted. It says such actions may include, as an example, administratively ending listings or canceling transactions. Now, I don't know what that means. I don't know if that means in relationship to auctions or if it means that you've sold something and that you cancel, that you end it. But I immediately got on the horn with eBay and I asked them, I said, this is exactly what I said. I said, let's say I have 1,000 listings and I end them and relist them. Is that any violation of any policy? And they were like, nope. I'm like, are you sure? And she was like, no. She's like, you can do that. And people I've talked to, I have been told in the past to do that periodically. Maybe not as periodically as we've been doing it, but we have the listings. We have a store. We pay for the listings. We've been told by eBay that there's no issues. I have a reference number that says that it's not against any policy. So eBay, if you're listening, and you have a problem with us with the what we're doing in to generate more sales, to make us money, to make you more money. If you have a problem with us doing that, let us know. But every time I talk to a customer service representative, they not only tell us that it doesn't violate any policy, but they've actually recommended us to do that to our listings. And they say that if you don't, your listings will go down. So, we are not doing anything malicious or with any harm intent. We're just doing it to generate sales because, let's face it, your website is not working the way it was pre-April 1st. So unless you tell us how we're supposed to get sales, we're left on our own to try to figure out ways to get sales. So, and if the truth is, I have heard so many stories of people who have benefited from this strategy. And the truth is, how many of those people could potentially not be resellers on eBay because if they hadn't come across this technique that Jack and I brought to it's not that we brought to it, we just brought a spin on it. But every sale matters over the last 6 months. Like people were hurting. So if you don't want sellers to make money and you are okay with sellers just vanishing from the platform because they're not making sales because of the changes that you made, then if you're okay with that, then tell us that what we are doing is not allowed, I guess is what I'm saying. I'm trying to put this out there so to let you know that I have spoken with customer service reps and they have said it's okay. And since your policy is you know, there's vague things there that we don't really know how to interpret. You know, we have to do what we have to do to make sales. All right, I just wanted to get that out of the way because the viewer asked me to change his mind on the policy, and I can't really change his mind. You know, I can only communicate the truth that I know because of what I'm being told. Okay, so let's get to my neck. I think I moved my neck too fast. Let's get to a couple sales. I only got 4 here. Nothing great here. Just some light bulbs, $15 plus shipping. This was kind of cool. This is a Pokemon. This is from 1997. Still got the tags on it. I think this was probably sold in Japan. There's the tags. This sold for $44 plus shipping. Claire Fairy, I think is his name. I don't know. Like Pokemon came after me. I don't know much about it. This bag, Makoto Muramatsu collection. This sold for $90. This was a reset sale. I'm sure of it. Actually, all of these were reset sales. And then the other one, this is a funny story. Maria and I, we were on vacation, and I saw this antique store, and they were going out of business. So there's 4 of these things. Okay, there's 4. I'm not going to show you all 4, but they had these crates outside on the sidewalk, and the stuff was just free. So they had a $5 price tag on this, and they're even kind enough to have the label. So it says hardware, set of 4 vintage metal window openers. So these sold for $12 plus shipping and handling. But this is the title that I had. I kid you not. This is the title that sold these. Set of vintage metal window openers. As is. I'm sure there was not one item specific filled out for that, because this is at least a year old. And I've sold a number. Like I probably have sold 3 or 4 little baggies of things like this, and got a few more. And there were other things out of that I sold. But you know, you just driving by, opportunities everywhere. Opportunity is everywhere if you're looking for it. Free stuff sells. I mean, you know, I used to have an old house that had stuff like this back in Pennsylvania. But you know, there's a demand for old antique stuff. So yeah, so those are the 4 sales that I have, and then you're gonna see other sales. that I have already filmed, and they've already gone out the door. But it's going to be quick, but there's a lot of them. There's a lot of interesting things, and there's some interesting stories there. So let's go ahead and do a couple viewer questions. All right, so this is Saturday afternoon, and we got a bunch of sales that I'm going to go over real quick, but there's a few stories here that I want to talk about. Let's start with this one. Justice League versus Suicide Squad. This sold for $36, including shipping. This is a variant, so that's why I got a bit of a premium. This plush, I love you a whole lot. I love you a whole lot, however you want to say it. $25 plus shipping. I have multiples of these. I have literally sold these for as high as $55. There's something about, there's a TikTok craze or something about these, but I literally have probably about 15 or 18 more of these left. So now, keychains. I've sold a lot of them. Now, I had this listed for 16 each. The guy came in and made me an offer of 10 for two. So no, I'm sorry, 10 a piece for quantity 2. I countered at 13. He counters at 11. I counter at 13, and I'm like, I'm sorry, this is my price. In my head, I'm like, I'm already giving you a bit of a discount because you are buying 2. I didn't say that. I don't want to be condescending, but I mean, I know the value of things. But I want to, this happened on another thing that I'm going to show you. These two, sorry, there's a bit of a glare. These 3 Nancy Drew books, I had talked about in the last video. The guy came in, he wanted them for $250 each. And I'm like, no, I'll do 5. That's about the best I'll do. And I gave him, I said 20 shipped. And he came back and he agreed to that price. I get these pretty super cheap. I have like a listing that has maybe like 20 different ones. And my thinking is for people who need to come in and fill runs, you know, that maybe they're missing a couple, and sometimes I can get a pretty decent premium for them too. Sometimes, you know, sell for $7 or $8 for a book if someone just needs 1 or 2 to complete a run. But I'm also willing to negotiate a bit. But the point that I want to make here is I believe that with the reset, when you get sales, when you're not feeling so desperate for sales, it gives you back a little bit of your pricing power to where you can stand pat on offers and knowing the values of things and being like, okay, this is what I want to sell. So yeah, I just kind of wanted to comment on that. These are 2 comic journal magazines. Guy came in and bought this one for 20, and then he added this one for 16, so it was 36 plus $6 shipping. So I was able to upsell him on that. Adventure Comics. This is from 1966. This is a pretty cool book. I don't even know what prompted me. I was looking for a book. I saw this there, and I'm like, is this even listed? And it wasn't. So I listed it, and it sold in a day for $34, including shipping. I mean, I don't know about you guys, but I was really fed up with the sales desert, and then feeling like we have to accept every offer that comes in. Oh, I also want to show you, this is going out today. For a local, I've got a guy who buys all my, I guess you would want to call it my overstock, or books that I can't really sell on eBay because they're too condition issues, or they're really not worth even selling on eBay. It's great to have an outlet. Like so whenever I buy a collection, anything that's left, I'll fill up a box, and he'll give me $50 for them. So it really is a great way to utilize every aspect of a collection. So these last 2 sales that I have, I don't know which one I like better. This one, Army of Darkness, Ash. I mean, this is super awesome. Got a little, I don't know what that guy is, but this sold for $70, including shipping. This is from Todd McFarlane Toys, the guy who does the Spawn comics I talk about a lot. I mean, this is a cool sale, but then this, come on, $13, including shipping. I gotta read you my title. I spelled out the word number 16 5/8 pin, and then I spelled out 16 for those who use the jersey / sports number. So my thinking was, if somebody, you know, my daughter, she played sports. She was number 5, and I thought, you know, if someone has the number 16 on their jersey, maybe they would want a little silver pin. Somebody paid $13, including shipping, for that. So, I mean, I don't know. This is my favorite sale, because who would have thought to list that, to sell it? Or if that's my favorite sale. This is also one of my favorite sales too. I love these old covers. So just a interesting day so far as sales. All right, guys, I don't know what is going on right now, but it just feels like COVID, and I'm not even joking. I haven't even got any other stuff packaged. This sold for $12 shipped. This is a German variant edition of Akira 17. This is not part of the German lot that I picked up over the summer. I specifically curated this at a comic convention because I know variants or German foreign comics sell. This sold for $36 shipped. And he just sent me an offer, like straight offer. I didn't have to send an offer. He didn't counter. And I am getting more of those recently. Toy Story, this sold for $16 plus shipping going to Canada. The Scorpions ticket stub. I like to buy these things, and you know, think about it. These physical tickets are becoming a thing of the past. You know, most everything is electronic now. This sold for $19 shipped, and I try to pick these up whenever I see them. I think they're fun to sell. They're easy to ship. I just listed this last night. We buried disco, now bury punk rock. What has he got against either of those? They're both great. $13 shipped. Now, this is the prize. Remember I bought this at a thrift store, and a viewer helped identify that this is an authentic original painting by Megan Matsumoto. This is I'm basically had to do this video right now because I'm going to meet him. Someone's buying it locally. I had this listed on eBay. I just took it down. eBay couldn't find me a buyer for it. Someone is paying $300 for this. All right, guys, hope your guys' sales are seeing a pickup. I don't know, like, it's very strange. Like, to be honest with you, I don't traditionally have like a huge fourth quarter. I think I've become more and more diversified. So maybe this is the fourth quarter, or maybe, like, I did do the reset today. So, and I think I've sent out, since I did the reset on Maria's store, I think I've sent out at least 35 or 40 offers. Good times. All right, Sunday morning, a few sales overnight came in. And so this is Super Euro Beat Nonstop Mega Mix. It's brand new, still sealed. Bought this at a garage sale. Bought it in a lot of stuff last summer, actually, and I still haven't gotten it all listed. This sold for $25 plus shipping. David Chelsea, there's 3 of these, like 3 sets, sold for $15 shipping. Nothing special, and I've had that forever. I sold these bottle caps. I don't actually know what they are. I just labeled them like Kodakawa games. I think I used Google Image to try to find out what they are, but they sold for $20 including shipping. And then this Raspberry plush, nothing special about it, sold for $21 including shipping. But yeah, really surprised at the things that you can sell on eBay. 8 bottle caps. I think they're new. I don't know. Well, they had to have been on something, so anyhow. And I got like 20 offers to send out, but I've just been trying to watch some football today, and I've just been packaging. Before I forget, I wanted to say that I have a meeting with District on Tuesday. This is kind of cool how this happened. I got an email yesterday from, who was it? Somebody. in the community lead sports cards and collectibles department. And he said, I appreciate your coverage of Jocelyn Knickknack's use of District to make her own platform. Just wanted to share my appreciation and see if you had any additional questions about how we are set up or wanted a demo. And I thought that was pretty cool. He clearly has viewed not just that video, but a few others. And yeah, I feel like even if I hadn't received an email, it's definitely a platform that I'm going to look into to be a seller and to potentially create my own marketplace there. But I don't know. I don't know what the, I need to look a little bit more into it and kind of, learn the ins and outs. And, I'll make my own list of things that I'm wanting to learn more about. So if you guys have any other questions that maybe you want me to ask District as to, how it works, and, I'm not going to remember everything. I'm not going to, if you guys don't help with the comments, I'm sure I'll forget things. And then I'll be like, oh, I wanted to ask that. But I thought it was pretty cool that he reached out. And, I think one thing the District really has going for them, on top of the timing, is how do I want to say this? Social network, people sharing things and whatnot. Like, you got to give people a reason to want to share and talk about a marketplace. Like, the difference between eBay is eBay right now, unfortunately, they're like basically asking us to share on the marketplace, to share our listings and our stores on our social networks with no real benefit other than maybe we'll get a sale out of that, or maybe we're just giving free advertisements to eBay. Whereas with District, if you are building your own marketplace there, you have all the incentive in the world to get the word out there on whatever social network, whatever platforms that you use. You will be monetarily rewarded, directly monetarily rewarded from that if you do. The more you get your name out there, the more you get your marketplace out there, the more it benefits you directly. There's a fundamental difference between the two. Like with eBay, they're asking us to do what they should have been doing for us prior to promoted listings, and I think that's important. I feel like I said everything I need to say on that for now. Okay, so LJ Whitmire had two comments that I feel are both important. I'll be blunt. I've developed much larger and more complex systems in eBay, and a large software system is not uncommon for the code base to get away from the developers. It is usually caused by a lot of turnovers or fast growth. eBay for certain has lost control of their software base. I recognize the signs. I've seen it many times. They don't know what they are doing. Cassini is a dumpster fire and always has been. Any sensible person would kill Cassini and go back to the way it was. Stimulate sales, and eBay will make more money if we make more money. That is a true symbiotic relationship. Like, I use the words abundance and scarcity a lot because I think it's easy to be in scarcity mode, and it's hard to think abundantly. It's hard to think abundantly when you're not abundant. And I think that the way eBay is right now, they have a scarcity mindset. It's like they think that they're not going to get the earnings that they need to satisfy Wall Street through what made them great. And I don't know where they went wrong. Now, the truth of the matter is there's always time to course correct. There will always be time to course correct. I just don't know if they care right? I don't know if they think like that. The scarcity mindset that eBay has is that they're taking profits from the sellers instead of helping sellers be more profitable. There's a huge difference. Where was I going with this? Yeah. I was just adding to what LJ was saying. From a corporate level, I think eBay's board is simply trying to grab as much cash as possible before the competition eats away what's left of it. I mean, there's no doubt that they are. I mean, I don't know how many times I've heard the phrase promoted listings and cash grab in the same sentence. It's almost insulting how blatant it is. And then all of the other kinds of, promote my store, pay for that, promote dynamic, let eBay determine. Like, these concepts, dynamics, promote, pay for promote store, pay per click, it's almost unbelievable the lengths that eBay is going to make money off of its sellers, because there will come a point where the sellers just can't sustain it. I don't know what that point is, but there will come a point. And then at that point, if eBay is relying on us sellers to make up the difference in the earnings, there's going to come a point where that growth is going to slow. And then what is eBay going to do? That's what I'm actually most curious about. 100%, there's a finite amount of profit that they can pull from sellers in addition to final value fees. Final value fees are kind of like a standard. Like I can accept that. I can accept final value fees. I almost can't really accept final values on shipping and handling, especially as shipping and handling continues to go up. I actually feel like that needs to, I feel it in my bones that has to change some way. Because fast forward, again, and I say this all the time, fast forward 10 years from now, think of how postage rates are going to be. And then think of how much money eBay is taking from that. And then think of how much more we have to charge in addition to our shipping just to cover the amount that eBay is taking. It's not gonna fly. It's just, so I'm most curious as to what is eBay's next growth strategy. Maybe they'll give some kind of hint at the earnings report. So the second comment that LJ says is, one issue with end and sell similar is the number of stores who have to do it. In 2019, eBay had two types of stores: old existing stores and the new format stores. If you had an existing store, you could migrate back and forth if you wanted. I opened a new account, so I was forced into the new format. My store had to do end and sell similar from day one. However, 2 years ago, all the old format stores were forced into the new format. Guess what? Their sales plummeted until they started doing end and sell similar. Things that make you go, And yes, the store I was talking about was the Auction Professors. Now, does anybody know what LJ is talking about in terms of the new and the old format stores? Because I mean, I've had a store. I've had two stores, one since 2011, one since 2014, and I never did end and sell similar ever until around May or when I first came onto YouTube. I never knew about end and sell similar. I had never done end and sell similar on my store. And then even when I learned about it, at that time, everybody was talking about how ineffective it was. So I think I was doing maybe like 50 listings a day, 50 or 100 listings a day, because, and here's the irony, I never liked messing with 200 listings at a time for fear that something would go wrong. Like, I never wanted to edit listings, like bulk edit like that. I got too paranoid, and here I am relisting my entire store every 4 days, which I don't want to have to do. I don't know how many times I can say this. eBay, I don't want to have to do this. My time and everyone else's time is better spent listing, sourcing, packaging, doing the things that make you, eBay, and us sellers money. So yeah, I'm a little unfamiliar with what he's talking about, but the guy clearly is intelligent and knows exactly what he's saying. I don't know anything about these old and new stores. And then the other comment that I wanted to go over was from April Davis. Hey April, hope you're doing well. As I watch this, I'm worried about the future of eBay. Younger people don't shop on eBay, and it is too hard for new sellers due to this new seller scams. The older crowd is slowly jumping ship and will eventually pass on, figuratively, and with the older buyer sellers leaving in rapid numbers and little new users coming in, it will negatively impact sales. Yeah, it will. It totally will. And eBay needs to figure out a strategy to do that. And now maybe they're waiting, like another viewer. I think it was, I hope I don't get the name wrong, Dayanira? I hope I got that name right. It was just from my memory. She had made the comment that eBay is probably waiting until they get basically everything done with the servers and the 3-year plan that they were talking about. The 3-year that morphed into the 4 or 4.5-year plan. It's okay. It is what it is. Yeah, I agree with you, April. I don't really know what their strategy is that way, but I'm hoping that they have one, and maybe they are just waiting until the platform is done with their issues. They've made all the changes. I mean, my goodness, can you guys think about all the changes that have happened on the platform, from AI to Veros to counterfeits to international to search problems. There's more. What's going to happen next year? Like, what more things are they going to introduce next year? Because there's always doing something. I want like a year of stability before they go and make any more crazy upgrades to their site. So yeah. All right, now it's time to see the finished product. And then the back. Look how good that came out. I knew that was going to come out good. All right, here's the finished product. Remember how curved that was? And that is how, through a little bit of heat and pressure, you turn $1 into 35. All right, here's what I woke up to. Alien DVD, Prometheus, sold for $43, including shipping, and these are brand new sealed. Some art prints. I'm not going to show them all. They're like art print postcards. That was nice. They're actually really nice. Maybe I will show them all. There was, I think, 10 of them, and actually look a little like Mobius art. I don't know if any of you are familiar with Mobius, the French artist. He is one of my all-time favorites. That was really cool. So these sold for $40, including shipping. An Assassin's Creed hardcover, nothing special about that. $36, including shipping. A New Yorker. a New Yorker magazine, one of my favorite all-time magazines, thanks to my English teacher from high school. $16 shipped. I like selling things like this, partly because I have, an attachment to these kinds of things. And they, you can find really older issues in really good condition. They will sell. And this is a local sale for $15. He's coming to pick this up. Just makes more sense to sell this locally. So yeah. Hey guys, happy Monday. I am very entertained with the comments section in the last video. Thank you for everyone who is leaving comments and finding that content interesting. I want to address a couple things, and eBay's earnings are tomorrow. I'm going to try to do a reaction video to the earnings as soon as it comes out. Somebody proposed a concept, and this is not new, is that eBay earnings could be really good if they make, maybe their promoted listings strategy is continuing to yield good results. And that would, in my opinion, that would be, if one is concerned about the current climate of eBay, a blowout an earnings report would probably not be that favorable for this segment. I want to see eBay succeed. I want them to make money, be there, have a functioning platform, expanding, growing, doing all the things. But I'm not too keen on the current eBay environment. But a thought popped into my head that I wanted to kind of get out there is, if earnings are not good and the promoted listings segment hasn't expanded to the point where it's making up for the lost revenue in final value fees and the other fees, etc., that's not good, because eBay up until now has probably done everything that they can to try to get as many fees out of sellers as they possibly can. If the promoted listings earnings are blowout, I feel like it's getting closer to the time of max extraction profits from sellers, if that makes sense. So if earnings are blowout because of the promoted listings strategy that they're implementing, they're probably getting close to the point there's not much more growth in that left. So I think either way, it's probably going to be perceived as negative, unless they have some other, as I said, some other news about potential. And this is what this is what I want to see. I want to know, for example, eBay, in my opinion, should be focusing on how to make the platform amazing. Okay. Make the platform amazing so that they clearly want to be in the advertising game, but they can only get so much revenue from sellers from promoted listings / advertising. There's only a finite amount that they can do before sellers are just like, I can't stay on this platform anymore. I'm paying too many fees. It's, approaching 50% in some instances, depending on how much you promote. It's too much. eBay, in my opinion, and I had taken some notes here, should be focused on making the website, and I don't know what that looks like, a better experience, a better functioning website, something about it that causes more other advertisers, non-sellers, that they can get revenue from that. Secondly, I was talking to Jack last night, and we were just talking about earnings, and we're talking about how there's only so much information that you can pull. And I had this thought. I was like, what could eBay do next? Well, maybe they start charging, and this would, in my opinion, this would be bad, but hear me out here. If they started charging like a monthly or like an annual fee, or maybe I'm thinking monthly, like maybe $10 a month, just for the buyers to use the platform. like a subscription fee. Now think about it. If they did that and then they said, oh, but we'll give you a $10 credit to buy towards something. So in their mind, they're not actually, it's net, but they're actually going to get more money from us sellers, because when that buyer, so they're going to make that money, then they're going to give them a credit to say, you know, spend this money on the platform, and then they're going to make money when that person uses that $10 credit in the final value fees and the promoted listings fees. So depending on who they're buying from, they might recoup another 15 to 40, 50% of that $10. So they'll make the $10 from that, and then they'll make, you know, let's just say conservatively 20% from the final value fees of the seller. That could be one thing that they do. There was something else. I had another thought. Maybe I didn't. I spoke with Jed again today, and I just want to say there will be kind of like a follow-up to this video, because there were some things that need some more clarification, and I did get some more information, so stay tuned for that. It'll probably be on Wednesday or Thursday when I post that follow-up video. Other than that, I think, let me, one sec. 2 closing thoughts. And, you know, again, any thoughts, comments, feedback would be great. I like to hear what other people are thinking. And so in regards to eBay and the social network sharing aspect of it, like, it's a hard pill to swallow, in my opinion, for eBay to come out and get all excited and enthusiastic about us sharing on our social networks. I don't think that it's a good look, us spamming or sharing our like information on our social networks. Who really wants to do that? It's more work. But if they would have tweaked, in my opinion, this is just me talking out loud, this is me, you know, I'm the kind of person who's always trying to make things better. They should incentivize it, I guess is what I'm trying to say. If they want us to do that, to do more work, to do the things that they should be doing, in my opinion, you know, and I don't know what this would look like. This, you know, this is above my pay grade. I'm just a simple reseller. But if they want us to do the extra work and be active and link our accounts, they should give us a kickback in our final value fees. They should be like, if you do these things, then you pay less fees. Doesn't that make sense? Like, if they want us advertising for them, which they make the case that e-commerce is heading towards a pay-to-play, we have to pay promoted listings, protected listings. I love the air quotes. Maria's calling. All right, I'll come right back. Sorry for that interruption. All right, let me continue and finish up this train of thought, and then we're gonna end the video. I was talking about advertisements and how eBay expects us to pay for advertisements, and so that should go both ways. If eBay wants us to basically give them free advertising, they mask it in the fact that we could benefit. We could benefit from sharing on social networks, but eBay will 100% benefit, because we could share it, somebody goes to our listing, and then buys something else. So who wins in that transaction? eBay. But we still did the work. And so eBay needs to create 3 win scenarios where the buyer wins, the seller wins, and eBay wins. Not just where, you know, eBay wins, right? Promoted listings is only eBay wins. The buyers and the sellers both lose, in my opinion. So with that being said, I only got one more thing to say. I'll be back. That was my horrible impersonation of Arnold Schwarzenegger. This just sold for $21, including shipping. Who doesn't love them some Arnold, pop culture icon? All right, guys, if you like this video, you know what you do. Feed that YouTube algorithm. Peace and blessings to you guys, and I will be back tomorrow, and we will see the earnings reports and the fallout from that, and we'll see how that happens. So take care, guys. We'll see you soon. It's me again, bonus time. You know, do you ever get off the phone with somebody and you're like, oh, I wish I would have said that? Or do you ever you're in an argument with somebody and you're like, oh, why didn't I think to say that? Well, this is that scenario where I forgot something. I was talking with Primo, and I wanted your guys' opinion on when eBay changed things in April. Primo swears that they have gone to a more geography split kind of like marketplace where, you know, your items may be sold more regionally. And I just wondered if anybody else had noticed that. He has seen a very definite split as to where he used to sell his merchandise and where he's selling now. I can say from my own experience, I don't see that. I still sell just as much stuff to Florida as I do California, as I do New York, as I do Texas. You know, my stuff just kind of goes everywhere. So I don't know. It's just because I sell kind of more obscure one-offs. I have no idea, but I just wanted to pose that question out there to see if other people had noticed it. And it, like, in talking with him, it made me think, well, is this a, is this a carbon footprint thing? Is this the thing where they're trying to, you know, it takes more carbon footprint to send something across the country than it does regionally? And, you know, people have speculated that eBay is turning off its servers to comply with certain, I can't remember the regulated term or whatever. So it would make sense if things were going more regionally. So I just wanted to ask, put this out there to the community to see if they've noticed anything like that over the last 6 months. I can say that I have not. That doesn't mean that it's not happening. So, all right, I'm out of here. Bye.